Love the film. It was a really difficult film to watch on an empty stomach.
Right.
Really challenging.
So you had an empty stomach?
I did, yeah.
Yeah.
I had a morning screening.
What did you eat after?
Nothing special.
No.
It does make you really hungry watching it, it's true.
Yeah. Does it qualify as food porn?
Yeah, in moments.
Moments, right? Yeah. When he cuts the egg.
The egg moment
The egg
is,
yolk
yeah.
is sort of, yeah.
It's pretty explicit.
Yeah, they did amazing.
No, but just as it food porn is in, it's like it's totally indulging the beauty of food, and I think the shots of food throughout the film are stunning, and the plates look amazing, and that's testament to Marcus Waring, who we trained with and who really created. These are his dishes from his restaurant,
And Adriano, the cinematographer, and John Wells.
Yeah.
I mean, they definitely had a vision on how they wanted the food to look.
How fascinating was it for you to go behind the scenes and discover the intricacies and the business side of the restaurant business?
I mean, it's invaluable as an actor. The things that you get to enjoy in the rehearsal process are, part of probably half the reason why you want to do it. I mean, we got to have access to people like Gordon Ramsay and Marcus Waring and a little bit of Marco Pierre White and Claire Smythe, these incredible chefs, and to see how they work and learn about their mindset and their brigade. And she got to train at Marcus's restaurant,
Yeah.
and Marcus was on set all the time, so I got to shadow him basically. And then I got to work with Claire Smythe, who's a 3 Michelin star chef in London. So, that kind of stuff is, the joy for actors. You get to dive into a world for a certain amount of time.
I think everybody's really interested in the culinary world, and I think in the past decade we've seen a surge in these, whether it's Gordon's shows over here or, I think it is an extraordinary world and fascinating. And so to have that experience, like Bradley said, of being able to live it and experience it firsthand is just like, what a great gift.
Right. Now, this is your second film together, but really the only time you've acted to a significant degree opposite one another. What was that like for a change?
I mean, it was schizophrenic because we had just come from Sniper, and we both looked very different in this movie than the other movie. But there was a huge level of trust, and that's why I actually begged her to do the movie. So it was great. But we definitely sat there like, this is crazy. We were just like, who are we?
I know.
It was just kind of, she's got a shaved head and a tattoo of a knife behind her ear, right?
And we were just like husband and wife in sort of Texas. Yeah, it was strange.
Yeah.
And great.
It's a battlefield of a different kind in the kitchen, is it?
Yeah.
It's a what?
It's a battlefield
of
a different
No,
kind.
it's true. Yeah, you're right. And it's militant also in the kitchen. There's a hierarchy, and there's everybody has their place, and it has to be done exactly the way it's been prescribed. And that was interesting to go right into that mindset.
Right. Has there been a character that's been closer to your own personality?
In my life?
Yeah. Or how similar would you say this one is?
Oh, this one? Well, the thing that he lacks that I think I'm so lucky to have is joy of doing what I do, and I could definitely relate to his work ethic. But he was very, he was what was vacant in his personality, joy, I think, in cooking. Something left him a long time ago. And also the idea of doing it alone. I mean, the thing that I love about acting and storytelling in this medium is it's collaborative. So, I couldn't relate to any of that. But you always find things that you have to believe it when you're doing it. So you always find things. But no, I wouldn't say that Adam Jones is like me. No.
Okay. Now, I know as actors you like to venture down that path of redemption, and you're coming from way back, right? Because in the beginning, he's really not a very likable kind of guy, right?
Yeah, I mean, he's not concerned with being liked ever. But I found him to be very interesting, to watch this guy, just watch the struggle, watch this guy be his own worst enemy, throughout, you're just watching him do it, and that's an interesting story.
I think it's very human, and if you investigate this world in any way, the people who are at the top of their game really don't have any margin for error, and that means that you have to be authoritative, you have to raise your voice, you have to get angry, because ultimately the people in your kitchen are responsible for creating your vision, and people within that world understand that it is violent and it's filled with rage. And
And it's also something to be said for it's what's handed down. It's how he was trained.
Yes, exactly.
You know, they talk about Jean-Luc and, with the whisk. I don't know if that even made it in the movie, but, you learn that, like, all these guys worked together in France under this guy, Jean-Luc, who, wielded an iron fist as a chef. And, but then you meet her and this idea of, maybe we could do it together and it be more collaborative. And it's a calmer kitchen at the end of the movie. And that maybe that then, so that David coming up, maybe he won't be so tyrannical when he then is the head chef of his own restaurant.
We've become sort of not used to, but we've seen larger than life personalities and a character that embraces arrogance like your character does in the film is kind of, it's hard to handle a bit, isn't it?
I never saw it as him being arrogant as much as him being myopic in his obsession. That night that he flips out on everybody, I mean, if you actually listen to what he's saying it was my fault. I'm going to give everybody their money back because I messed up. Part of me messing up was hiring you guys, So, and I'm going to go through each person and tell you how you messed up, which is ultimately my fault. But I never felt like he came from a place of this narcissistic sort of,
No, and also if you speak to any of the chefs, we spent countless hours with many different chefs from many different kitchens, and they've all had experiences of like having their, fingers hammered or, been cut by chefs. I mean, what goes on in a kitchen is really extreme. It just is. That's the environment. It's
the
a
amount
very
of
honest
pressure
view.
that they're under is just incredible.
Exactly.
I mean, try cooking for 12 people in your house or apartment as opposed to 60 in a
Yeah.
I mean, it's just
in
incredible.
120-degree heat. And,
I mean, and trying to cook at a level where every dish has to be perfect. I mean, it's kind of crazy. I mean, it's a fool's errand in a way.
If there were a recipe for success in Hollywood, what would it be?
Luck.
Yes. I'd like it. Yeah, luck.
I think luck, yeah. I mean, work ethic, thank God, is,
Passion, curiosity.
Yeah. But luck has a lot to do with it.
And I think
Skill
would probably help, yeah. I mean, it's a combination of things, but it really is the right time in the right place. And I think it shifts and moves at different times. I think the women that keep working in this industry you have to be willing to kind of compromise on vanity. I think that's something that's really important once you get to a certain age as a woman, to really relinquish any attachment to being,
The ingenue, you mean?
the ingenue and looking, yeah.